Alright guys, this is Erica Buenrostro, your Spanish instructor for Spanish 1014 at UA Casatot. This week we're going to focus on the linking verb ser, describe different characteristics, and then we're also going to talk about adjective agreement. It's going to be a short, quick and simple lesson for you this week. So let's dive in. Alright. So as we see here, our vocabulary is here on your right, and before we dive into that, we are going to look at ser, which is a linking verb, which ser is equal to. Okay, so alto is tall, bajo is a short person, barba is beard, bigote is mustache, bonito is pretty, cabello is hair, delgado is thin, estatura mediana is someone of average height, feo is ugly, fuerte is strong, gordito is chubby, guapo is handsome, güero is blonde, mano is hand, manta is shawl, moreno is brown, nariz puntiaguda refers to pointed nose, ojo is eye, ojos in plural is ojos in plural, as I just said. Pelo is hair. Pelo lacio is when you have straight hair. Pelo lacio. Pelo marrón, dark hair. Pelo rizo, curly hair. Pelo rizado is another way to actually say that. I'm going to write it for you. That way you'll see how it is written. Peludo is hairy. Pie is foot. Rubio is blonde. Tez blanca, white skin. Tez blanca also, especially particularly in the state of Mexico, whenever you hear the word güero, that's also referring to somebody that is actually of light skin, white skin. Trenzas is braids. Want you to also notice that with these words that I am introducing this week for this vocabulary, you're looking at adjectives, you're looking at feminine and masculine forms. Okay, that's what those are. So just to make a quick note of that so that you can also know what that refers to. So ser is a linking verb. Ser is used as a linking verb, stating that something is equal to something else. In the following sentence, John is tall, for example. So what we're saying is that John is equal to a tall person. In Spanish, we use the verb ser as a linking verb to say what something is. So for example, if I say, yo soy americano, as we see here, you are referring to as I am an American. Okay? So it's equal to I am an American. So Juan es alto, and so what you're saying is Juan is tall. Okay, the other example that I have on here is nosotros somos viejos, which is we are old. Okay, so ser, linking verb. Okay, the form of ser is soy. The other form of ser is es. Okay, and the other form of ser is somos. Somos is usually used whenever you're talking about more than one person. If you're talking about somebody else other than yourself, you're going to use es. If you're talking about soy, you're talking about yourself. Okay, and I'm actually going to write that in for you so that you can also see it in writing. I learn by doing and writing, so therefore that's the reason why I want to do this for you. So with that being said, we said soy is normally used when you're talking about yourself. When you're using es is when you are referring to someone else. When you say somos, it's when you're talking about you and other people as well. Okay, as in we are. Somos, it's you and other people. Okay, all right, so there's that. This is just a key to help you understand. I'm actually going to write on there key so that you can also If you pause this video or if you're writing this in your personal dictionary, you will also see and understand why this is done this way. Okay, so there we go. All right, so let's move on. So then let's talk about adjective agreement. So adjectives agree with the noun they modify in number and gender, except for adjectives that end in E. So for example, grande, which means big, grande. Okay, generally adjectives end in O. Okay, which is very interesting. Normally adjectives end in O. You'll need to remember that. If they are masculine, and if they are feminine. Okay, so additionally, we add an S to make them plural, which we knew that, correct? So for example, when we talk about Marcos, okay, we're describing Marco as being tall. So we're going to say Marco es alto. Okay, then let's talk about Maria. Maria es alta. Okay, then we're also going to talk about Marcos and Juan. So when we talk about Marcos and Juan, we're going to say, when we're talking about they're both tall, we're going to say Marco y Juan son altos. And if we say to visit, is visitar. Okay, let's move on to our practice videos. We're going to listen to the following videos and see if you can recognize the vocabulary words. First of all, I want you to also recognize the linking verb ser and its forms, and I also want you to recognize adjective agreements. You can also find the following videos when you click on the hyperlink. That is actually when you click on the click here videos of your Spanish course. I'll show you where to find them real fast. This video is really short, so it gives, or it allows, time for me to show you. So when you go under assignments, just in case you're not able to hear the videos that I'm actually going to share with you, and my internet's really slow, so I do apologize. And it'll take its time, but it'll take us to assignments. The videos that I'm actually making for you is just so that you can have a video to refer back to. In this case, we're doing task 7. So we're going to look at task 7 right here. Okay, so if you want to actually just access the videos themselves, if you're not able to hear them in this presentation, this is actually where you're going to find it. You're actually going to go to task 7, and then you're going to go to your video. Let's go to Mauro.
Mi papá no es muy alto, es término medio, es de tez blanca, no tiene bigotes, usa pelo corto y siempre usa sombreros y zapatos, pero así como para la agricultura. ¿Qué más? A mi mamá también es más baja de mi papá, es delgada y usa trenzas y con falda y siempre una manta.
Alright, let's look at this closely. So this is Mauro, and he's actually from Peru. He says, mi papá, which is my dad, no es muy alto, is not. No is the clue word here. It says, no es muy alto. Término medio, which means medium size, not too tall, not too small. And es de tez blanca, which, remember, that is actually white-skinned. No tiene bigotes, doesn't have a mustache. No is the clue word again. Usa pelo corto. Corto is short. Pelo is hair. So we're talking about has short hair. Siempre usa sombreros. Sombreros is hats. Siempre is always. Usa is use. So we're talking about always uses sombreros. And zapatos is shoes. He always uses sombreros and shoes. Pero así como para la agricultura. So he must be working in agriculture. Okay. ¿Qué más? And he's thinking, what else? He goes, my mom also is short, is more short, más baja, than my dad. Is actually skinned. She's not, in other words, of big. She doesn't have a big figure. She uses trenzas, which we said were braids. Y falda. Okay, siempre una manta, which if we refer back to our vocabulary, what did we say manta was? Can y'all tell me? It's a shawl. Okay, all right. So then that being said, that is Mauro. Let's look at another video. And as I mentioned, if you want to listen to any of the other videos, it will be of help because I feel like it will give you a good idea of how to look for that vocabulary and the forms of ser. All right, let me go ahead and press play as soon as it is actually up and loading. There we go.
Voy a describir a mi familia. Mi madre es de estatura mediana, rubia y de ojos claros. Mi padre, en cambio, es más alto, de tez morena y cabello oscuro. Mi hermano es gordito, de tez blanca. Yo soy alto, delgado y tengo el cabello y los ojos oscuros.
Okay, so this is actually he's describing his family. He says, I'm going to describe my family. It says my mother is estatura media, which means she's not very tall. She's medium-sized. Rubia, which is blonde. Y de ojos, eyes, claros, which they're not dark. My father is tall, más alto, or taller. Pero de tez morena, which means he's got darker skin. He's a darker skin colored. Y cabello oscuro, and dark hair. Mi hermano tiende a ser más gordito, and my brother is chubby, is gordito, the word for it, chubby, pero de tez blanca, but yet he's lighter skinned, so white skinned que la mía, or whiter skinned than mine, so he's comparing himself to his brother. Yo soy alto, which means, here's the form of ser, yo soy alto, delgado, alto, tall, delgado is slim, y de cabello, hair, y ojos, eyes, dark. And so that gives you a general description. Okay. All right. So that is that I wanted to show you, the video itself. So now we're going to move on. We're going to talk about practice phrases. In this case, we've got these practice phrases that I've got here for you. I want you to read them out loud, and I want you to do this on your own time. I'm going to go through these real fast. Juan es un poco gordito, which we said was chubby. María es más alta que Susana. Pepe tiene los ojos claros y la tez blanca. Mi tío es bastante peludo, alto y de barba abundante, full of beard. Mi prima es muy bonita, rubia y de nariz fina. Okay. All right. So the practice exercises for this week is describe how tall you are. I want to know how tall you are. I want you to translate Juan is tall. Okay. And I also want you to translate my parents are old. Of course, if you want to put these in, these are just for you, practice exercises. And if you want to discuss this in Blackboard, that's totally fine. I'm just giving you extra tools to actually feel comfortable using the vocabulary in the form ser. Okay, the answers are at the bottom, of course. I would prefer that you try to do these without actually looking at that yet. You can. Don't forget, you need to do your Blackboard discussion and your quest task for this week. And that is actually all I have for you.